welcome to the X22 report. My name's Dave, and today's title for the report is "You'll Believe in the Economic Collapse After This." This is episode number 6, and this is part 1. Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm putting together a couple of parts, and we're going to go back in history, compare it to now, and see if history can predict the future of the economic collapse. And it takes a little bit of time to do some of the research and to compare it. But what I've done on the site is I've placed it in a table so we can see things that are happening in the Great Depression and how they compare to today. Are we the same, worse off, or is it nowhere near the same at all, so we have nothing to worry about? But first, again, on the site we have daily alerts. I keep that updated. If you want to send me something, there's a submit button. Just use it. Let me know if you want your name there. We'll put your name there. It's not required, so you don't have to do it. I'm updating the timeline, everything leading up to the economic collapse, so we have a timeline of everything. So just come over to x22report.com and take a look. And basically I post the shows on the site first before I post it to YouTube. So if you are a subscriber or you just look for the videos, you can come directly to x22report.com. The shows are always there beforehand. And I was thinking about setting up a little sign up so you can get an alert saying that the show's up there, and this way you can do it right on the site. I'm going to try to put that up either tomorrow or over the weekend, and this way you'll know exactly when the show is up and running. What we're going to do first for this report, I'm going to go over the current news and what's going on. As you can see, the stock market is back up. It keeps going higher. They keep pumping that bubble up, the balloon, and so far the structure's holding, but sooner or later it will pop. They always do. And just some of the news that we've been looking at, Jim Willey and Gerald Celente, they're reporting that this is the most dangerous rally in history. Basically more people will be drawn into the market, because this is what happens. During a bubble or a bubble, all of a sudden everybody wants to get in on the thing that's going up. So if you look back to real estate, when real estate was booming, when I had my house, next door they were selling it. Before it was even on the MLS, they had a busload of people come over to take a look at the house, and it was purchased before it even hit the MLS, before it was even advertised or anything. And what's funny is those people that purchased the house after the real estate bubble burst, they lost half of what the house was worth, and they bought it in the beginning of 2008, around January, and by October, November, they were paying an enormous amount. So this is what everyone does. Right now the market's rallying. People are seeing it go up. Everyone on the news is cheering, and basically everyone's going to be trying to get into this thing. And this is the absolutely wrong time to try to get in. If you're already in, I would ride it as long as you can, and then when you see indicators change, get out. But again, I'm not giving any investment advice. That's just personal opinion. The other things that we see, which is funny, I saw in the news that NatWest Bank in England, people couldn't get their money. It was down, and nobody can get their money. Nobody can use online. Nobody can use the ATMs, and they really haven't come out to say exactly what happened. And even when they told everyone it was fixed, they were still having problems. And to me, I'm like, now, were they just testing to see what it would be like if people couldn't, would they panic? Would they really be upset? Would they be, and I think they were trying to use this to see, how this would affect people in trying to get their money. And they'll come up with some reason of why it went down. They might say it was a cyber attack. They might say something else. It was a glitch in the entire system. But who knows? But I just find it very interesting that everything was down. The ATMs, the online, everything was completely not working. So again, in my other reports, I said cyber attacks. They are coming, and they're getting ready. Actually, look right now. More and more cyber attacks are happening. They're being reported on the news, and we're getting ready for an event. It's coming. Another thing in the news, which I find very interesting, is with Eric Holder. He was questioned about going after these banks, and his answer to me is kind of strange, that he's telling everyone that these banks are just too big. We can't go after them because if we do, it would bring down the whole economy. The whole system would collapse. This is the argument they used back in 2008 when they wanted to fund when they wanted to do the bailouts. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So basically what he's saying is we can only go after the small people that don't matter, but the people that do matter, we can't go after, which is absolutely ridiculous. If all of these people we should be going after. I mean, these banks are all. I mean, if we look at these people who are, who've committed all this, these banks are also telling the governments who are coming after them because of the LIBOR scandal to drop the LIBOR case, which is ridiculous. I mean, nothing is too big. Nothing. If somebody broke the law or did something to get money from someone unlawfully, we should go after them. Just like Enron, it was all completely illegal, but it wasn't really the financial system, so that was okay. These banks should be brought down. And guess what? Every time something collapses, something else is born, something else arises. So another bank will come up and take its place. Or maybe we won't have banks like this anymore. Maybe we'll find another place to put our money. I mean, but nothing is ever too big to go after. His argument is just absolutely ridiculous. And as everyone knows, looking at Venezuela, Chavez passed away, and I find it very interesting that I saw this report that it said that 6 leaders in Latin America that have criticized the U.S. policy and tried to create an influential alliance in order to be independent and a sovereign state, they all fell ill to the same disease. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I guess maybe they were all around each other and they all caught it from each other, or were they, was something given to them? I don't believe in coincidences. I believe things are planned out, and I believe that if you do enough research, you will find out why something like this happened. But to me, I believe they were taken out, and I just cannot believe that they all just fell ill to the same type of disease. Hey, if you guys have anything on this, or you've heard of something, let me know. Leave a comment on the video on YouTube, or come right to the site and comment, and let me know. I've been digging and digging, and I'm looking for something about this. The last thing in the news that I really want to go into is the allowing the government to use force on Americans under extraordinary circumstances. I mean, to me, and Rand Paul was... If you would like to hear the rest of the report, please go to x22report.com. I think you'll be very interested in the next part, where we're talking about predicting the economic collapse using the history of the Great Depression. So again, go to x22report.com, and you can hear the rest of the reports. And if you like what I'm doing, please, give me thumbs up, likes. If you have comments, let me know, and I'll answer your comments if you have a question or anything like that. All right. Thank you.